Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your quantum love coach, Adriane. I'm still in Bali, and today I'm really here to introduce yourself to the concept, to the deeper concept of illuminating quantum intimacy. I talked in a previous long video I produced around 2 to 3 weeks ago here in Bali at the beginning of my stay, before I did run my retreat in June 2019. I talked about the quantum feminine, the quantum masculine, and the importance to understand that the quantum intimacy field is really the newfound accelerated level of what the twin flame and the soulmate era some sort of has brought us into. So when we look at the big search for finding my twin flame or finding my soulmate, then it's really about understanding that we carry a particular responsibility in our own very evolution to really see where we can hold space for the healing, the transformation, and the karmic responsibility we have brought into this lifetime. Now, many of us have done enormously accelerated work over the last months and years, particularly since 2012 to 2018. And I see that the year 2019 now is like an unfolding year where a lot of what has been still very purging and very not even be visible for many of us, particularly the divine masculine, particularly those we know have been actually just gone to the bottom of their inner awareness to see what and how they actually really want to not live any longer. Many relationships broke down over the last 2 years. I'm supporting lots of couples and singles in really seeing, particularly these lovers in transit, as I call them, to find out what is really the magic of their inner world to manifest a love life that is according to their status of inner evolution. Now, we made 30 years ago mistakes we wouldn't make anymore today, and I guess the beauty about having that holding space for twin flame soulmate evolution, moving now into what I call the quantum intimacy that we claim. It's in David Data's paradigm of the 3 stages. First, the stage of being more codependent and more together. The second stage of being more independent and, interdependent. And the third stage really having a very elevated evolutionary connection that is not just on the physical level, but really also includes all the 3rd, 4th, 5th dimensional awarenesses we want to bring into the intimacy, relationship, and sexuality space. So the introduction is really that quantum intimacy has 7 cold rooms. I developed them after very beautiful work I was introduced to as becoming a oneness trainer at the Oneness University in India, in Chennai, over the last 10 to 15 years. This work is really holding the wisdom that in each one of these cold rooms sits an elementary, existentially deep wisdom of our own coding, the way we are conceived, the way we are carried in the womb by our mother, the way we have been carried to our birthplace, the way we were given birth to, and the presence of our father or mother, the way how we grew up as children between 0 and 6, then 6 to 12, and 12 to 18. So the journey of these 4 time code rooms, these 4 time qualities, define very clearly who we are and what we want to express in our love life clearly. And I will produce after this video a few more videos to actually introduce you to various concepts and problem concepts we carry in our relationship space. This can start from being very disillusioned and really not knowing what we want and need in the first place. And that is for some really difficult, even with the strongest wish to completely completely surrender. Yeah, for others it's very, very hard to stay committed and have a process of fidelity, of commitment, of, you know, open communication and clear focus on each other's needs. So for some it's the wish to have that, but not particularly the destiny. Change in relationships, that can be a big issue for people, you know, what changes externally, what changes internally. My partner is not the same anymore like he was 5 years ago when we fell in love. I was so delighted to have him doing everything for me, and what it is now, it's not the same. And that could be an issue too. So look at the whole dynamic of what change means for you. Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? That is born in our time before birth. That's actually how our parents, in their communication with each other, at the time, us still being in the womb of our mother, have been very, 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 you know, conscious or unconscious in preparing themselves for being really conscious and loving and present parents for us when we enter, you know, our next stage of being born and being their child in physical form and alive, and really in some way physically very dependent on them. 0 to 6 carries a lot of mystery about our ability to be actually present with someone or holding space for someone's needs. I guess, you know, there's a whole mystery around 0 to 6 that carries in the Sanskrit philosophy, you know, and what I learned at Oneness University, you know, to treat a child like a queen or like a king, you know, giving them the full attention, being very much there, you know. And whenever in my coaching I ask, oh, how was it with your parents? Did someone actually really look after your needs? Have you been really embraced in who you wanted to be as a child, even as little you have been? I often hear, no, I didn't get that, what I needed. My mom was not there. She was distracted with this and this and this, or I had siblings, or there was a bigger brother who bullied me, or a younger sister that was more important than I was. So these are stories that are very pivotal. And between 6 and 12, we form this kind of idea of how we play and how we play out. And often in this age, we create ideas about, you know, what we want to do when we are big and when we go out in the world and find purpose. So that's a whole other dimension. And of course, the years between 12 and 18, when we actually shape our sexuality, when we become quite aware of who we truly want to be, into space of becoming a young adolescent and adult and showing our full potential. And the reality is that the full potential is often very minimized and very, very distracted and very, very, you know, I would say, you know, even if it's not just denial, it could be something that is suppressed. Yeah, suppressed is the word I'm looking for here, where we don't know how to really, really, truly express ourselves in this space. So I think this gives you a bit of an introduction about what we're really talking about. Quantum intimacy is an expression of the fullness of the lovability and the expressibility as a lover and as someone in relationship. But at the same time, we want to be very, very clear that every single one of us carries in our cold rooms memories, conditionings, and particular vibrancies or frequencies that are still holding us on to a particular memory we actually should be able to let go now. Yeah. So coming to Bali, my next process is this September 15th to 22nd here at Shambhala in Techakula. There are other videos on my channel giving you an introduction to this beautiful venue here. I filmed that last week, and it's, you know, if you just go on the list of my channel videos, you will find Shambhala Resort and the introduction in 4 parts. I personally look enormously forward coming back here in August into late September, October to spend 2 months later this year here, and also to run this amazing retreat with a group of wonderful people from all over the world. So if you want to be part of this group and be one of them, then please look out down below on this. In the description is all the details you need to know to find the information on my website, or, you know, just even in the comment section. There are lots of ways of communicating with me. Ultimately, if you want to speak one-to-one, go on my homepage, on my website, www.quantumlovecoach.com, and sign up for discovery session and see how we can connect, and when we can connect and have that first really important conversation about, you know, whether this work of quantum intimacy and my love coaching, my quantum love coaching, is resonating with you at this time of your life. All the best, greeting you with all my love from Bali, and namaste, wishing you love, happiness and joy. Thank you.